This is the KhoodeelaarTVChannel television channel being broadcast from London in the United Kingdom within quotation marks at 23:16 GMT on Sunday, 31st of August 2025. The Sunday Times, owned and controlled by the dirty digger Rupert Murdoch, has got a piece on the front page saying that nasty Nigel Farage, they don't say nasty, but this is our house style to refer to Farage as nasty Nazi, racist Farage, that he's going to raise the Lucy Connolly case in the US. If the United Kingdom is a sovereign country and the US is another sovereign country, then how does somebody who is boasting of being the next Prime Minister of the sovereign British country, the United Kingdom, heavily exposing the internal politics of the United Kingdom to the brazen interference which he hopes that will come from the US, make him fit for purpose, make him eligible to even call himself the leader of the sovereign United Kingdom. Secondly, Lucy Connolly being cited as a case, as a cause in the United States by nasty Nigel Farage, constitutes evidence, undeniable evidence, that after failing to create a civil war situation in the United Kingdom over the Southport murders of the 3 baby girls by the Ethiopian origin or African origin, British-born murderer, they are now lost for any issues. Because this announcement or this information about nasty Nigel Farage planning or plotting to raise the Lucy Connolly issue in the US comes only days after the United Kingdom Court of Appeal revoked the High Court order, High Court injunction against the Epping Forest Hotel, allowing migrants and asylum seekers to stay in the hotel, which means that whenever there is something credible, appears to be not credible at all, such as the case that was made or being celebrated immediately after the injunction was granted by the court. When the injunction was granted by the court, they actually behaved, Farage et al. Behaved as if that was the last word, quite clearly exposing themselves as being not having the confidence in the British judicial system. So the information that the Sunday Times is publishing on Sunday, or has published on Sunday, let's see. What does it say? What does it read? The description of Farage being invited by the Republican congressman in the US itself admits that Farage is allowing the United States to treat the United Kingdom as a part of the United States. I'll read from the piece on the Sunday Times front page in a minute. It says, Farage has been invited by the committee chairman, Jim Jordan, a Republican congressman, and intends to use the hearing on Wednesday to attack Starmer's handling of the issue. That is like appealing to the United States as if the United States controls and is the authority to control and hold to account the United Kingdom government. Trump threatened last week to impose more tariffs on countries that do not remove digital regulations that he deems to be discriminatory against American tech products and companies. Jordan, along with other Trump allies on the committee, recently led a delegation to Brussels and London to examine how aggressive European speech regulations affect American free speech rights. All of this is written brazenly as if America owes the rest of the world and America has no obligation to adhere to the rules and procedures operated or published or passed by other sovereign entities, especially the European Union and the United Kingdom. So these people who claim to be defending the United Kingdom are the main agents of foreign powers like the United States, thus making themselves totally incredible, untenable as claimants to be fit for purpose as leaders of the United Kingdom government. Lucy Connolly, a former childminder, was jailed last year after pleading guilty to inciting racial hatred by publishing and distributing threatening or abusive written material on X, that is Twitter. Now, whatever she was convicted of and whatever she actually admitted to or pleaded guilty to should be taken through the process that is available within the British judicial system. But instead of doing that, Nasty Nigel Farage et al. Are taking her case to the USA as if the USA controls the British judiciary, the British judicial system. Sunday Times piece goes on. She wrote the post which called for asylum hotels to be set on fire. As tensions rose after the Southport attack, her case has become a lightning rod for the British and American right. The Sunday Times also has got a piece trailed on the front page about Boris Johnson, which says Boris Johnson and what really happened with the Queen, page 17. headed Sorry Not Sorry. I'll come to read that in a minute. But before reading that, there is a piece in the Sunday Times on page 6 about Angela Rayner, saying that she has been asked to be transparent about where she lives. Now that actually rings the bell, reminds of the liar, the Bangladeshi baroness, Paula Manjirauddin, the thief who stole money from the public by lying about where she lived. And that takes this commentary, diagnostic commentary, to the crisis that has actually fragmented, destroyed what was built in the late 1980s as the Spitalfields Housing Cooperative. The Spitalfields Housing Cooperative is no longer Spitalfields Housing Cooperative. It has been robbed and stolen by a series of gangsters. Now that was the outfit that actually allowed the liar, Paula Munzilauddin, to live in a property in Shadwell or in East London, during which time she actually confected a lying scenario whereby she lied about where she lived and claimed that she lived somewhere else. And this was exposed by the reports in the Times newspaper. So Angela Rayner is likely facing very similar questions that Paula Manjirauddin faced as to where she actually lived. And it goes on. We shall be continuing this diagnostic investigative series of commentary in this context. On this program,